I don't think that would be a very good idea. That's some fancy closet you have there, Elton.
That's not a closet, Gilbert. That's a time machine.
It's Gilbert. What's a time machine?
It generates a temporary singularity lasting just long enough to create a tunnel through the space-time continuum. Kind of like a gopher tunnel, although scientists in the future call it a wormhole. Whatever's in the time machine is instantly quantum stabilized with the other end of the wormhole, existing in a sort of temporary duality across space-time.
What's it good for?
It lets you travel through time.
You're kidding, right?
Not at all.
I'm going to travel back in time to stop the mushroom thief.
Giblets! Don't touch that time machine!
But I have to save my grandfather.
You can't. Space-time can be warped, but it can't be folded. You can't travel less than 10 years into the past. Space-time just doesn't bend that easily. And you have to travel at least 10 years into the future, too. Don't touch that! One wrong move could permanently alter our space-time continuum, leaving us all stranded in extratemporal space, forever removed from the present time, and torn to shreds by the uncontrolled passage through the resulting wormhole.
So you're saying I shouldn't touch the controls?
Just keep your hands off that panel.
Hey, Elton, what's that thing with the hose?
That's my vacuum cleaner.
Vacuum cleaner?
Yes, it has a pump that creates a vacuum, so you can suck dirt up through the hose.
Neat. Don't worry, Dust Bunny. I won't use this on you. Elton, what's this gooey stuff over in the corner?
That's my first attempt at building a better mousetrap.
Nice statue.
That's not a statue, Gilbert. That's my robot.
What's a robot?
It's kind of like a mechanical servant, although this one is pretty much just a really smart forklift.
Elton, what's the thing with the big wheel sitting on the bench over here?
That's my second attempt at building a mousetrap. It works even better than the first one. Oh, hi, Greybert. What a nice surprise. I wasn't expecting you to visit me today. Can I help you with something?
Gilbert. It's Gilbert.
What did you say, Gabriel?
My name is Gilbert.
Oh, I'm sorry, Gilbert. I'm a bit preoccupied with this flux flick minimizing concentrator right now.
I'm really not a violent person.
So, you said you needed some help with your compass?
No, I haven't said anything, actually.
You didn't? How strange. I could have sworn you said you needed help with your compass. Are you
There's
sure
a
your
rule
compass
of
isn't
three
broken?
with Elton.
I don't even have a compass.
Graham, how can I fix your compass if you don't have one?
I'm not Graham.
Yes, of course. Well, Guybrush, you really should have a compass. Yes, Albert?
It's Gilbert. My name is Gilbert.
Of course it is.
Where do you get all the parts for your inventions?
From Johnson & Smith's Inventor's Parts Catalogue. They ship right to my front door.
Do you believe there's life on other planets?
There has to be. With all the planets in the universe, it's rather absurd to think that there would only be one planet capable of sustaining life.
True.
Why did you build a robot?
I'm not strong enough to move these boxes of parts on my own, and it gets a little lonely in here sometimes.
How does your robot work?
It runs on compressed air. The robot has a high-capacity air tank, which I fill with compressed air every other day. The robot feeds jets of compressed air through a series of turbines to convert the air pressure into torque. The turbines turn that belt on its back, and the belt carries the torque to the robot's transmission, where it is used to move the arms and legs and make the robot work.
What if your robot malfunctions and turns upon its creator?
Oh, I don't think that will happen. But I've added a self-destruct mechanism just in case.
Of course.
Why can't I use the time machine?
It's still very experimental. In fact, it's quite unstable sometimes. It's much
Alright.
too dangerous for me to let anyone else use it.
Please?
Sorry, Nicholas, I can't let you use it.
I'm not Nicholas. My name is Gilbert.
Okay, but you still can't use the time machine.
Can you demonstrate the time machine for me?
Sorry, Francis, I'm much too busy right now.
Ah, you and your time machine are full of baloney.
No, we're not.
Well, everyone knows you can't travel through time.
Oh, really? Why not?
Father Time would never allow it.
I don't believe in Father Time.
Because clocks only run at one speed.
Clocks only measure the passage of time. They don't control it.
Because of the polar inverting conductive resonance exclusion principle.
You have a point there.
Of course
Polar
I do.
inverting conductive resonance exclusion principle would seem to indicate
Why
the
wouldn't I have
impossibility
a
of time
point?
travel. But not when you take into account the inverse antiprime maxifier limitation.
Well, what about the after effects of the filial force? Or the clumping protogluic serendipity algorithm?
Of course.
In light of those
All this
scientific
totally
truths,
makes sense.
I
Yes,
refuse to believe that
science,
your time
science.
machine works.
But it does. Oh, all right. I'll demonstrate it for you. I've been meaning to go back to see the baptism of Princess Michelle. I've always wondered what caused the flood. Okay. Oops. I dimmed the lights.
You have initiated the self-destruct sequence. You have 10 seconds to escape the blast radius. 9, 8, 7,
Do something.
5,
Do something, Elton.
4, 3, 2.
Robot, move these boxes out of the way. Oh no, the drive belt broke. I'll have to order a replacement. I'm sorry, Gerald, but I can't demonstrate the time machine
Gilbert.
without the robot to move those heavy
Eltron.
boxes out of the way.
It's Gilbert.
How do you manage to survive all the explosions?
Part of being an inventor is knowing how to take the proper precautions. Everything must be done with safety in mind.
So what kind of safety precautions do you take?
I tie my shoelaces, cross my fingers, and hang on to something heavy.
What made you decide to build a time machine?
I've always been fascinated with the idea of traveling through time. One night I had a dream about an ant crawling on the back of a turtle.
Interesting. So the dream gave you some kind of insight into the mechanics of time travel?
No. That dream had nothing to do with time travel. I just like talking about it. You should have seen the little ant crawling all the way up on the back of the turtle, all the while chanting, "Up the turtle, up the turtle, up the turtle, up the turtle." I get kind of emotional just thinking about it.
What does any of this have to
You're
do with
kinda
time
crazy,
travel?
aren't
And
you,
when the
Albert?
little ant reached the top, he stood up tall and proud and shouted, "No more lime jello!" And that's when I woke up.
Right. So, why did you build a time machine?
Why? To travel through time, of course.
Have you done any time traveling yet?
Oh, sure. Although not as much as I would like. It takes a lot of energy to travel through time. Well, not as much if you just want to go back 15 years or so. But the further away from the present you travel, the more energy it takes.
How far back have you gone?
Way back to the time of the dinosaurs. They're remarkably beautiful creatures. Not at all like you would think from the skeletons in the museum.
Dinosaurs? Weren't you scared?
Not at all. You see, time won't let you exist before you were born. So if you go that far back in time, you have to do it in observer mode. Then all you can do is look around. You can't touch anything, and nothing else even knows that you're there. It's kind of like being a ghost.
What about the future?
The same thing happens if you travel past the end of your life. Things get pretty fuzzy as your probability of existence goes down.
Where else have you gone in the past?
I haven't done much time traveling yet. There's just so much in the present time that needs to be done, and it takes quite a while to store enough energy to make the really long trips. I did go back to the first mushroom festival, though. Marvin was a lot smaller in real life than they show him in the picture books.
So how far into the future have you gone?
Pretty far. I saw all sorts of strange inventions, most of them completely incomprehensible. But I managed to learn a thing or two. There's a really bright man by the name of... what was it? Delbert Feinstein. Gilbert Einstein. Or was it Albert Smith? Well, anyway, he comes up with all sorts of interesting mathematical formulas that help people understand their relatives. People will call him the smartest man that ever lived for a long, long time. And he didn't even invent stuff. But then the little green men will come, and everyone will learn the real truth about their relatives.
So there really are little green men? I mean, the stories about them are true?
Yes. Although in the future they all dress up in funny grey suits with big dark eyes. They look pretty ridiculous, actually. People don't get to see their green skin again until after the little green men have taken over the world.
Do we ever get it back?
No. Although eventually a new breed of chickens rises up and reclaims the earth for all, foul kind. Of course, that's only one possible future. No one knows what's really going to happen.
How did you
Not
ever
even the
become
guy
an
with the
inventor?
time
I
machine.
started taking things apart at a very early age. But I've never had a very good memory, and I'd always forget how to put them back together. It was just easier to turn the pieces into something else. I'm a very curious person, Gilbert.
You're telling me. Where do you get all your ideas?
From Jim Bob.
Jim Bob? You steal your ideas from someone named Jim Bob?
No! Jim Bob is the name I gave to my subconscious.
You named your subconscious?
Yes.
Sure, why not?
Why not? Doesn't it feel like you have another part of you swimming around inside your head, working on things while your conscious mind is off doing something else? Well, I named mine Jim Bob.
Why Jim Bob?
An inventor is always communicating on some level with his subconscious. But subconscious is a pretty silly name to be calling the other part of yourself all day long. So I asked my subconscious what it wanted to be called, and it seemed to tell me it wanted to be called Jim Bob.
I'll see you later.
Bye, Jean-Pierre.
Jean-Pierre?
That's right, Stephen. You just hang in there.
I don't even know.
Extra, extra! Read all about it!
What's the news?
The technology section has a really interesting article by Elton on his ideas for a rapid transit system. He wants to have wagons running through the valley, tied to ropes being pulled by a giant water wheel.
Wow, that sounds incredible. Think he'll ever build it?
Well, in the article, Elton says it's item 12,576 on his list of things to do.
Okay, I've got to go now.
Bye, Gilbert!
Yes, Gilbert, you may come in.
That's weird. How did she know I was reaching for the door?
Your aura is very strong.
Really? Do I need a bath?
No, Gilbert. Your aura is the visible part of your spirit self. It is very bright, very excited today. Now, do come inside.
Hey! The door just opened by itself.
Please, Gilbert, come inside. You're letting in fresh air.
I don't need to smell any nicer. It's a teapot.
No. Please, you are kindly mistaken. It is not a teapot you are seeing. It is my genie bottle. Birdie num num.
Huh?
Would you like some food, Polly? Pretty bird.
Hello.
Birdie num num. Birdie num num.
Hello?
Oh, hello. I was just feeding Polly some birdie num nums.
You have a bird in that bottle?
Polly's not in a bottle. Polly's in a cage. Oh, wait just 1 minute. You mean in my genie bottle? Oh, what a trick. Yes. Polly also lives in my genie bottle.
What are birdie num-nums?
It's food for Polly. Yes, Polly likes the birdie num nums, don't you, Polly? Birdie num-nums are considered a delicacy among many people, you know. Often they are found at parties and festive events.
I'm not sure I believe that.
No, you must not be rubbing my genie bottle, please.
Why not?
Because whenever he's out of his bottle, he has to do what I tell him. And he's really, really lazy.
Why are you always saying this? I am not a lazy genie.
Prove it. Let's see you come out and do some work for me.
Oh, but you have chosen a very unfortunate time to be asking me this. I'm afraid I am quite occupied with something else.
Of course you are.
He's too lazy to do anything unless I force him to.
Why do you never see anything my way? Understanding this is very difficult. I must now spend some time alone to contemplate.
See? Everything's an excuse with him.
Now that's one weird-looking anatomical diagram.
No, Gilbert. It's the Zodiac.
The
You mean it's
Zodiac.
an inflatable raft for riding down river rapids?
No. Zodiac is a Greek word. It means circus of animals.
A
I didn't know the circus was in town.
of
You are
animals.
such a darling,
Makes sense.
Gilbert. The
Bunch of
zodiac is a
clowns.
tool used in astrology. The sun, the moon, the planets all follow the path of the zodiac as they journey through the sky. Each symbol on the zodiac represents one of the 12 constellations that lie on this path. It is used in making predictions, both horary and mundane.
Ori?
Horary astrology deals with choosing the best times to act. Mundane astrology makes predictions.
Alright then.
Now that's a funny-looking don't walk sign.
It's not a don't walk sign, Gilbert. It's a palmigram.
A palmogram.
Yes, it has to do with palmistry. The reading of palms to predict someone's future. Here, give me your hands.
But I need them.
No, Gilbert. Just show them to me.
Okay. This isn't going to hurt, is it?
Not at all. See this on your left hand. This shows your destiny. You were born to do something very important, Gilbert. And here, on your right, well, you haven't done a very good job of it so far.
You're
That's
making
true,
that up.
you too.
That's not all. Here, you are connected here to 3 others. But you do not realize who 2 of them are. See how these lines on your right palm keep crossing. You have great difficulty making up your mind. You are going to find love very soon. And before that, great riches.
Love?
Well, that sounds good.
Your love line goes back far into your past. But it only meets your lifeline here. You are already in love, Gilbert. You just don't know it yet.
You sure you aren't reading your own palms by mistake?
Believe what you will, Gilbert. But something very important is about to happen in your life.
Alright.
What? What is it?
You need to clip your fingernails.
Whatever, Mom.
Palmistry for Dummies. A Beginner's Guide to Creases, Lines, Mounds, and Bumps. 2nd edition. Those books are too weird for me. I can clean all this dust up for you if you want.
No, Gilbert. The dust must not be disturbed. It has its rightful place in the ordered universe.
But it can't be good for your health.
Oh, I appreciate your concern, Gilbert, but I am one with the dust, as I am one with the universe. If I got rid of the dust, I would be getting rid of myself.
I think you've been breathing this smoke for too long.
I am one with the smoke as well. Everything, Gilbert,
You're high,
everything has its
with
place.
other words.
I don't need to smell any nicer.
No, Gilbert. You can't have my crystal ball. Hello, Gilbert. I've been expecting you.
How did you make the door open on its own like that?
How do you think it opened?
Is it magic?
No, just hidden levers and pulleys. Elton's magic, not mine. But it works wonders on the tourists.
Can you really see into the future?
Yes and no. No one can see the future clearly, Gilbert. There are too many variables.
Not even with cookie crumbs?
There are many methods one can use to reduce the fog that surrounds all times that have yet to come.
Fortune teller fog lights?
No, Gilbert. Divining stones, special chants, and most important of all, a specially tuned crystal ball.
Can you teach me how to see the images?
Sorry, Gilbert. It takes years of training to be able to see them.
Where can I get one?
I've always gotten my crystal balls from Larry's cave shop. Well, I used to get them from his shop in the city, but he's moved into a cave now.
How does it work?
It must be made from crystal, with no imperfections, or the images will be distorted and untrue. And it takes years of training to learn how to see the image.
How do you know whether the future you see is really going to happen?
Well, you can never be absolutely sure, but a good fortune teller will check the near future from time to time to calibrate the crystal ball. After a while, you develop a sense of how true an image really is.
What's going to happen to my grandfather?
He's in grave danger, Gilbert. But the image is too fuzzy.
Can't you adjust it? This is important.
No, Gilbert. It isn't something I can adjust. Your grandfather's future depends too much on what other people will choose to do. Some choices are very difficult to predict. But the ones surrounding your grandfather's fate, I'm afraid this is something I simply cannot predict.
What choices? And who is making them?
You, the sheriff, and others. But mostly you, Gilbert. And your choices are the least certain of all. In fact, no, this isn't good.
What?
It seems no matter what choices you make, you will always end back here. No, I must not let this happen.
What? Let what happen?
The image is unclear and it disappears on the day when you... No, I must not tell you, or it may seal that fate.
Alright then. That's not a mess at all.
If you tell me, maybe I can stop it from happening.
Knowing what is to come only makes it easier for you to choose the same path. Only by remaining ignorant of this can you hope to follow the path of a different choosing.
Alright then.
What's going to happen next?
Your future is filled with too many choices. I'm sorry, Gilbert, but I think it would not be wise to reveal them to you now.
Alright.
Can you really see into the future?
Of course. Someday, people will ride around in wagons without horses. And when they run into each other, they will celebrate by blowing big balloons.
What else do you see in the future?
The whole world will be covered in an invisible web. And people will send messages to each other on the backs of invisible spiders.
That's a horrifying... That's a really horrifying way to describe the internet. Thank you very much.
What else do you see in the future?
Mankind will join the birds in wonderful flying machines.
You mean like that airplane thing that Elton invented?
Yes. Only some of these will actually be safe.
What else do you see in the future?
Someday, whole books will fit on little silver circles smaller than a pancake.
I mean, nowadays they fit on less.
What else do you see in the future?
There will be things called microwaves that can cook food incredibly fast by turning it very slowly.
Not really, but sure.
What else do you see in the future?
A man
Not
with a
by
very strong arm
turning it
will ride
slowly.
to the moon in a giant firecracker.
Yeah, it's sort of interesting, I guess, how they have wrote a past person looking in and seeing our technology.
What else do you see in the future?
There will be fortune tellers in every city, just to predict what the weather will be like.
What kind of name is Ziz, anyway?
What kind of name is Gilbert?
Gilbert is a fine name.
And so is Ziz. My mother named me after my great aunt, Zizel.
Was she a fortune teller too?
I do come from a long line of clairvoyants, but no. Aunt Zizi was a tax collector.
What's with the weird music?
Don't you like it?
Well, no.
Oh, here, let me change it.
Sweet home Alabama.
Do you have to play that weird music?
Heavy metal.
Isn't there anything else you could listen to?
And this I'm not really sure about.
What's with all the smoke?
You like it?
Not really.
Oh, I'm burning a special blend of exotic oils, designed to heighten the senses and produce clarity of thought.
Does it work?
I don't know, but it smells nice.
I think it smells weird.
Oh, you get used to it after a while. Goodbye, Gilbert.
But how did you know that?
Never mind that. You have much to do. Go and trust where your spirit takes you.
Of course.
Hey, Vanderstein, you dropped the glove.
Oh, that old thing. I don't use it anymore. You can have it if you want.
Thanks. Hi, Vanderstein. Vanderstein!
Oh, hi, Gilbert.
Hi there, Vanderstein.
My, that's a nice hammer you have there.
Yes, it's one of the first tools I ever made.
Well, that's interesting.
Is it heavy?
It has to be. It won't do much good.
How did you make it if you didn't have a hammer?
Oh, I used the hammer of the mastersmith for that. Making this hammer was what proved me ready to be a smith. Until then, I was just an apprentice.
That's it? That was your test? Shouldn't you have made something more difficult, like a suit of armor or something?
Well, there isn't much need for a suit of armor around these parts. And making a good hammer takes a lot of skill.
Alright.
Can I have it?
No,
Sure is a nice hammer.
thanks.
I bet a hammer like that would sure be nice to have.
Yes, it is a fine tool.
You don't suppose I could have that hammer?
No, I don't suppose you could.
Can I have the hammer, please?
Sorry.
Ah, let me have the hammer.
No,
Come on, let me have the hammer, please.
men don't take kindly to whining. Or to whiners, lad.
But I could really use that hammer.
Ah, but I really, really need it.
You can't let me have that hammer for even just a little while?
No, sorry.
You're absolutely sure I can't have that hammer?
Yes, I'm sure.
Are you sure you don't want to give me that hammer?
Forget it, lad. You're not getting my hammer.
You've got to help me.
What is it?
Do you think you could make me a mushroom figurine?
Possibly. What do you need it for?
Well, they can't keep my grandfather in jail if the mushroom is returned. Do you remember what it looks like?
I'm not wasting any metal so that people can have their blasted excuse back.
Not even to get my grandfather out of jail?
If I thought it would work, lad, I'd do it. But there's no way I can make a mushroom out of steel. It would fool anyone.
Why not?
It would take a master of metalwork to craft such a thing. I don't know anyone who could do it, least of all myself. And I'm not just banging my own steel when I say I'm one of the best smiths in the land.
Well done.
I need a big axe that can cut through prison bars.
Now that would be a foolish thing to try, lad. The sheriff isn't the kind of man you want to be upsetting right now.
Did I say prison bars? I meant poplars. I'm going to cut some firewood.
Good, because there is no way an axe would cut through the prison bars.
Well, how about a file then? It doesn't have to be in a cake.
No.
A crowbar?
And what would you do with your grandfather after you bust him out of jail? No, Gilbert. He'd only be caught again. And so would you for liberating him.
But I have to try.
I'm sorry, lad. I can't have any part of it. There's nothing I can do.
I need enough large traps to catch a herd of invisible elephants.
A herd of... Gilbert, I've never heard of such a thing.
Well, it's true. A herd of invisible elephants stole the mushroom, not my grandfather.
A herd of invisible elephants?
Yes. A herd of invisible elephants.
Tons and tons of transparent pachyderms.
I love that face.
Okay, perhaps this herd of invisible elephants didn't actually steal the mushroom. But it's possible, isn't it? I mean, you can't really say you didn't see them since that's the point, they're invisible. If people see a whole bunch of elephant traps lying around, they might be more inclined to believe it's true.
I think you'd better find another way to help your grandfather.
So, you're saying you won't make the invisible elephant traps then? The mushroom was stolen and my grandfather's in jail.
They're actually trying to blame Abraham for this. How can people get so worked up over nothing at all? They act like that mushroom is the most important thing in our lives. So it really was stolen then? Well, it's about time we got rid of that silly mushroom.
But it could save our town from hunger and a food shortage.
I don't think I'd want to eat that mushroom. It's definitely survived past its expiry date. Although I'd eat my fill of it to put an end to this ridiculous fungus worship.
I'll get back to you on that. What are you working on?
I'm making some tools for the carpenter. He has a new apprentice, and he doesn't want the boy dulling the edges on his good tools.
What kind of tool is that you're working
Makes
on now?
sense.
It's a blade for the carpenter's plane.
So he's a flying carpenter then?
You mean that big, flapping, gliding thing that Elton almost killed himself with? Only a fool would want to travel like a bird. Men are meant to have both feet on the ground, I say. No, I meant a carpenter's plane. A tool used to shave thin layers off wood.
Oh.
Alright then.
You look busy. I'll come back later.
I am busy, Gilbert. A real man doesn't just look busy.
I'll try to remember that.
A real man doesn't bother trying. He just gets the job done.
Okay.
Of
Bye
course.
You consider my words, lad.
now. Can you say workaholic?
Did you say something, son?
Just how much I admire your work ethic, sir. Have you heard anything about my grandfather?
Hello. Yes. Just a moment. You want to know? I tell you. Hello? Okay. Hold on.
You were going to tell me about my grandfather?
Yes? What about him?
Did he see who stole the mushroom?
Perhaps that is a question you should ask him yourself.
But
Yes, I will. But it will cost you twice the normal rate. No, I'm sorry, but I am being annoyed.
get any obscene calls lately?
You mean people asking what kind of underwear I have on? Heavy breathing?
Yes.
Rude noises, derogatory remarks? Comparing
Yes.
parts of my anatomy to chickens? Reading excerpts from banned books and describing outlawed Bartholomeus manure paintings?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I haven't had any calls like that.
Place any obscene calls lately?
That would be a terrible abuse of my position as switchboard operator.
You're right. I guess you wouldn't do such a thing.
But it does help to pass the time.
Tough day, Sergio?
Imagine the most difficult, the most draining, the most incredibly tiresome thing that you have ever done.
I once sat next to Louise at a festival supper.
Ah, then you have a very good idea just how tough my days can be.
Yeah, she's on the phone a lot.
Sergio, do you have a minute?
Minute? All anyone ever wants is the time. I'm not a clock. Do I look like a clock to you?
Maybe a little.
Let's see. The small hand is on your right arm. The big hand is on your left.
I think you are trying much too hard to make a joke.
Now, where would that second hand be?
You have a very sick mind.
Okay, bye, Sergio.
Yes.
Well, let's
No.
ease his pain a bit.
Okay.
This should come in handy.
Hello? Hello? I cannot hear you. Speak up. It is like there is nobody there. This is no good. What do I do? The telephone is no longer operational. No one can reach me. No one can make any calls. I think it is time for a nap.
Arver!
Hi, Gilbert.
Hi there, Harvard.
You look like you could use a hug.
No, don't touch me. You could be covered with germs.
You look awful.
I don't feel good.
What's wrong?
I think I've got lead poisoning. I stabbed myself with a pencil yesterday.
Why did you do that?
It was an accident. I get shaky hands sometimes. It's either early onset Parkinson's or frayed nerves.
You don't look very good at all.
I feel like I've been left here to die.
Why don't you go see the doctor?
He won't let me visit him more than once a day, and I already saw him this morning.
Isn't it kind of warm to be wearing a scarf?
I have a terrible cold. Can't you tell?
Well, you're not sniffling or coughing or anything.
Then I must have a rare asymptomatic flu.
But if you don't have any symptoms, how do you know you have a cold?
I can feel it in my bones. Or is that my osteoporosis? Or maybe my rheumatoid arthritis? Or some totally new bone disease no one has ever seen before and no one has a cure for?
I had a really bad cold once.
Not as bad as the colds I've had.
Well, my nose was stuffed up, my sinuses ached, and I couldn't sleep at all because I was coughing so hard.
I get that all the time. And nausea, vomiting, cramping, diarrhea, epigastric discomfort, hypertension, dehydration, and dizziness.
How are you not dead, considering the times you are living in?
Sharing your breakfast with the birds?
Feeding the pigeons is supposed to calm my nerves.
Your nerves need calming?
I have a compulsive nervous anxiety disorder.
Is it contagious?
No, but the doctor says I should feed the pigeons to relax.
Does it work?
Not really. The longer I feed the pigeons, the more things I remember are wrong with me.
Did you see what happened to my grandfather?
No, I was at home. I had a really bad stomachache.
Bye, Arver.
Bye, Gilbert.
Well, do you feel more relaxed?
No,
Not even a tiny little bit?
those birds are gonna get hungry now. Poor little birds. I shouldn't have fed them. What if they can't remember how to fend for themselves? If they starve, I'll feel terrible. And this is supposed to be relaxing. I'll feel even more stressed than I did this morning.
Is there anything I can do?
To make me feel better, I'm afraid I've tried everything. Except Dr. Fraud's miracle medicine.
Dr.
But I
Fraud.
can't afford it now.
I didn't get that when I was younger, and I didn't know as much English as I do now. So that is most likely why.
Can I have that box?
It's empty.
You better give me that box. It could be full of germs.
Okay.
Bye, Arver. Ah, the language of love. Hello?
Yes?
What's your miracle medicine made of?
I'm afraid I can't divulge the secret list of ingredients.
Why not?
Because no one would drink it if they know what it was made of. It wouldn't be able to help as many people that way.
People would said the same thing about hot dogs. Doesn't really stop people.
Are you really a doctor?
That depends. What is a doctor to you?
Someone who helps other people when they're sick, I guess.
Then I most certainly am a doctor indeed.
Alright.
Do you like poems?
Well, of course, they come in handy when you're trying to get, when you're trying to sell, well, when you want to talk with the ladies.
Do you live in that wagon?
Yes, and I try and rest in it too, but someone keeps asking me questions.
Well, too bad.
How do you carry your stage around in such a small wagon?
Yes, it looks big and solid, doesn't it? But it's a collapsible stage specially designed for travelling shows like mine. Oh, sure, you have about 378 pieces to put together, but it's really easy to take apart. And that's important for those times when you get to run out with the, when you need to change a location in a hurry.
Where'd you get it?
I ordered it from Johnson & Smith's Furniture and Gun Kits catalogue.
What's so special about your miracle medicine?
Well, it cures every illness known to mankind.
Everyone?
Every single one, from bronchial infections to athlete's foot, pneumonia, kidney stones, bad breath, gout, you name it, it cures it.
Wow.
And not only that, if you take it every day, it will prevent you from getting sick.
Really?
But best of all, Dr. Fraud's miracle medicine makes you really strong.
Can I have a bottle of your miracle medicine?
Nah, sport, you can't. I don't give away things for free, you know.
But I really want one.
Then you'll have to pay for it like everyone else.
Just one bottle. Come on, it'll be fun.
Can't you leave me alone? I'm trying to take a nap. You'll have to wait for my next show.
When's that?
The next show won't start until I figure out how to lure... look, you'll just have to wait.
Ah, come on. Just one bottle, please.
You just don't give up, do you? Why don't you... Wait just a minute. I think this might actually be a little opportunity rapping at my door. I've decided to give you a bottle of my miracle medicine, son.
Great.
All you have to do is help me put on my next show.
Sure.
How can I do that?
Well, you see, my partner, Strong Bert, well, he left me after a tragic accident when we visited the Viking village up north. He got upset when I didn't pay, well, he left after a tragic accident. And I'm afraid it's left me in a bind. People keep asking to see the strong man, but I haven't found anyone in Phungoria strong enough to play the part.
Why do you need someone strong?
Because nothing says buy me like a hands-on, up-close, real-life demonstration. Without a good demonstration of what the miracle medicine can do, people just aren't ready to buy it.
So all I have to do is drink your medicine, and I'll be strong like Strong Bert was.
No, well, eventually, yes. I mean, it took years for the medicine to make Strong Bert that strong. But what we need is a demonstration of how strong you could get after taking the medicine for a long time. Sort of a creative demonstration, if you know what I mean.
But wouldn't that be lying?
Look, kid, you want the miracle medicine or not?
I guess so.
Then find me someone strong enough to do the job.
What do you want me to do for you again?
I need somebody who can lift something heavy, or at least something that looks heavy, to show my audience how incredibly strong they are.
May I come in?
No, you may not. I'm tired and I have to rest up for my next big show.
Okay, bye.
It's about time.
They're too strong, Gilbert.
Grandfather!
Hello, Gilbert.
I'll get you out of there.
I believe you, Gilbert, but be careful. I don't want you causing any trouble for yourself on my behalf.
But they're going to kill you, Grandpa.
I'm an old man, Gilbert. I've already lived a good, long life.
Well, that's
You've given me a
depressing.
lot of joy, and I think I've done a fair job raising you. Although heaven knows I'm no replacement for your mother. God rest her soul.
Don't talk like that, Grandpa.
Don't be too afraid of death, my boy. One way or another, we all have only a little time to spend on this world.
Once again,
I'm in no hurry
fairly
to leave it,
depressing.
but if it's my time to go, I'm ready.
But it isn't fair. You didn't do anything.
Sometimes you don't have to, Gilbert. This world can be a tricky place with all the greedy people in it. But there's always something good to be found, no matter how bad things may seem.
I'm not gonna let them blame you for this.
I'm afraid they already have.
What can I do?
Find the mushroom, or find the one who stole it. That's the only way they'll ever let me go. These kind of people don't change their minds easily, Gilbert. Not when it means they look bad.
I'll do it, Grandfather. I promise.
Doesn't
I
that go for
certainly
everyone?
hope so, Gilbert.
No one changes their mind instantly if it means they look bad for it.
What have they done to you?
Not much, really. The sheriff asked me a lot of questions, but I haven't been treated very badly.
What kind of questions?
Did you see the mushroom thief? Why did you let the mushroom get stolen? Where were you this morning? Like that, over and over and over again.
Who stole the mushroom?
I wish I knew. The mushroom thief hit me from behind and disappeared before I could get a good look at him. That is, assuming it was a man that did it. It certainly felt like a man that hit me, though.
Are you all right?
Yes, all things considered. I've got a nasty bump on my head from where the thief hit me, but otherwise I'm okay.
Have they fed you?
No, but they offered. I had a good breakfast this morning. Oh, did you find the biscuits I left you, Gilbert? How were they?
I wasn't hungry, Grandpa, but they looked fine.
Well, don't let them go to waste. You'll need all your strength if you're going to track down the mushroom thief.
No talking to the prisoner. I did not say you could converse. Who are you? Oh, wait, you're Gilberto, the old man daughter's boy. God rest his soul. Get away from here, Gilberto. You only cause trouble if you stay.
I'm not going anywhere.
You will leave, and once, or I will arrest you for disturbing my sleep.
The boy means no harm, Antonio.
You, old man, you stay away from those bars. I will not have you inciting any more unrest. Antonio de la Tornero de Dios does not allow his prisoners to cavort with the public.
Listen, you...
No, Gilbert, just go. Find the mushroom. Find the thief.
Gilberto, you go home, and you stay home. Leave the thief hunting to me. If I catch you interfering with my investigation, I'll arrest you for the obstruction of my justice. Now go. Itase.
And time to
promise
cheer the
this
sheep.
won't hurt a bit. Now just hold still. Thank you, little sheep. Now I've got lots of wool. You do look a little cold. Well, don't worry, little sheep. You'll have some new wool soon. Here, little pig. I can't get her to come to me. She's too afraid. It's an ugly red cloak. Almost like the one the king always wears, only uglier. That pig sure has won a lot of trophies. It's a nice big sack of wheat. Hi, Mr. Straw Musket.
Howdy, Gilbert.
Nice pipe.
Thanks. I got it from old Jebediah down at the docks. That old sea dog can sure carve a good pipe.
Are pigs normally very
Not
shy?
anymore, you
Well,
can't.
I reckon it
Because I took his
depends
knife.
mostly on the pig. Most pigs are right friendly little things, but Lulabelle, well, she can be real shy around strangers. Of course, once she sees someone talking to me for a while, she usually starts to trust him a little.
You sure have a lot of trophies.
Oh, I got even more of them in the house. Those ones in the sty are just what my pig Lulabelle's won this year.
Wow, you must enter her in a lot of contests.
Yep, and she wins them all, too, mostly. She's the prize-winningest pig there's ever been, I reckon. Took first place in the annual Phungoria bacon race just last week.
What other trophies do you have?
Let's see. Lulabelle won the brick house building competition not so long ago. She won the pig dancing contest just for that. She got the most appealing pig award from J.D. Sauer and Associates. She's held the heavyweight porcine arithmetic title for 3 years in a row.
Wow.
She's mighty impressive, ain't she? There's lots more stuff she's won. More than I have, as a matter of fact, and I've won more than my share, too, huh?
What have you won?
Well, I've been named Organic Gardener of the Year for 5 years straight. Got me first place in a few corn cob contests. Got an honorary degree in agricultural science from the Phungorian Institute for Late in Life Learning. And received the Wilbur Redenbacher's Puffy Popcorn Award.
What do you do with all that corn?
You name it. Popcorn, miniature corn, caramel corn, fresh corn relish, corn dip, corn casserole, corn beer, corn pie, corn cakes, corn dogs, corn on the cob, pickled corn, candied corn, cream style corn, that's my favorite, corn fritters, cornbread.
A lot of corn, with other
Yep,
words.
you name it.
Wow, that must take some pretty special corn.
We grow nothing but the best.
What are you doing?
I'm just doing a little weeding and working the dirt here in the garden.
Nice weather we're having, isn't it?
Yep, just fine for growing corn.
How do you know?
If you gotta sit on a bucket to fish, 'cause the ground's too cold to sit on, it's too cold to plant corn.
How can you grow such big corn cob?
Well, part of it's right good decomposed compost, and part of it's knowing where to spit.
Where to spit?
Yep. Some plants like it right at the base. Others like it a few inches away. And then there's those that prefer the gob not to land anywhere close.
Have you always been a farmer?
All my life. Like my pa for me, and his pa for him. I come from a long line of straw muskets.
How long has your family been farming this land?
The straw muskets have been working this land for about as long as anybody can remember.
Were all your ancestors farmers too?
Not all, but most. Though they all had their own special talents, every one.
Like what?
Well, there was Joshua Straw Musket, who played the banjo. Sometimes he'd play it for hours, day and night, rain or shine. He used to sit on the porch playing songs. Till that sad day when the neighbors couldn't stand it anymore and hung him from a tree.
That's terrible.
Well, so was his playing. Or at least that's what they say. But he wasn't the only straw musket who was hurried on to the grave.
You had another ancestor who met an untimely death?
Uh-huh. There was William Straw Musket, the adventurer. Oh, a real explorer he was. Went out into the world for years and came home talking about his trips to anyone who'd listen. Till that sad day when the neighbors got tired of listening to him, so they hung him from a tree.
Tell me more about your family.
Well, there was Franklin Straw Musket, was a real strong man. Strong as an ox, but about as smart as a tractor. He used to carry a cow on his shoulder just for fun. Until that sad day when the neighbors got tired of getting their cows stolen. So they hung him from a tree.
A lot of your family members got hung from a tree by the neighbors.
Tell me more about your family.
There was Anastasia Straw Musket. Kept borrowing stuff from folks, never returning them. Till that sad day when the neighbors got tired of missing all their tools and they hung him from a tree.
Tell me more about your family.
There was Gabriel Straw Musket who settled the land. In fact, when he was still very young, he planted that big tree between this farm and the neighbors. He loved that tree, and he had a bad habit of bragging about it. He'd go out there and stand by that tree, touching it and talking to it for hours on end. Till that sad day when the neighbors got tired of him yakking to that tree and they hung him from it.
Was there anyone in your family who wasn't hung from that tree?
Oh, sure. Sherman Straw Musket, for instance. He lived to the ripe old age of 85.
And the neighbors never tried to hang him?
Not once. Of course, he had this dog was always barking day and night. Well, one sad day, the neighbors got tired of that yappy dog, and they hung the dog from the tree.
The neighbors are fucked.
Aren't you afraid your neighbors will hang you too?
Oh, no. The neighbors moved away when I was just a boy.
Why'd they move?
Well, my pa was a very funny man. He loved to tell jokes. Told them all the time, even if you didn't want to hear a joke, or if you'd already heard it 20 times before. Well, one day the neighbors got tired of listening to his old jokes and they went to hang him from the tree. But the tree was getting old and my pa was a very heavy man. And they broke all the branches that old tree had left trying to hang him. Till finally they just gave up. Then they packed everything up and moved away.
Huh.
You must know a lot about farming.
Uh-huh. The average ear of corn has 800 kernels arranged in 16 rows.
Why do pigs have curly tails?
Well, you don't think the good Lord would have given us grapes without giving us a corkscrew to open the wine bottles, do you?
That doesn't make any sense.
Does chocolate milk come from brown cows?
Don't be silly. It's not the color of the cow that matters. It's how much cocoa you feed them.
All right then.
Is a small pig called a hamlet?
Only in Denmark.
Of course.
What else can you tell me about farming?
It's possible to lead a cow upstairs, but not down them.
What else can you tell me about farming?
Chickens can't swallow if you hold them upside down.
What else can you tell me about farming?
A normal pig can cover a mile in 7.5 minutes running at top speed. Lulabelle can do it in less than 6.
What else can you tell me about farming?
A pig always sleeps on its right side.
What else can you tell me about farming?
A large swarm of locusts can eat 80,000 tons of corn in a day.
What else can you tell me about farming?
An Arabian grasshopper can survive for 1 full year on a single grain of rice.
What else can you tell me about farming?
The reason you can lead a horse to water but can't make him drink is 'cause horses don't drink dirty water.
Makes sense.
Same goes for cats. But a cow, she'll drink water even if it's full of poison.
What do you do when you're not farming?
I reckon I spend most of my time sitting on the porch with Ma and taking my pig Lulabelle around to the various contests and so forth. But farming takes up most of my every day, huh?
Well, so long. I gotta go.
Y'all come back now anytime.
Here, little pig. Take a look at this.
What the? Lulabelle? Lulabelle, come back here! Doggone it! Why do you have to be the world's fastest pig?
This ought to keep me regular for a while. Going up.
Yes, we are.
Buzz. Buzz, buzz?
Just like
I wonder what I said. Buzz. Sorry, little bees. Now they're really angry. I only need a little bit of honey and wax. I'm sure the bees won't mind. I don't think so. This isn't right. I've got to let those bees out of the vacuum. I think I can reverse it. There you go, little bees. That wasn't so bad, was it? I think I'll leave now. Those bees need some time to cool off. There's a paper crown to cut out on the back. I don't need this empty box anymore. Now it'll stay on. It wouldn't be a king disguise without a crown. It's not quite as big and rubbery as the king's nose, but it'll do. It's looking a little thin after all those pillow fights with Grandpa. Going down.
None shall pass.
Do I need to give you the secret handshake or something?
There is no secret handshake.
Come on, there's always a secret handshake.
Sorry.
What is it? The reverse finger link twist followed by back-to-back fist smacks ending in a thumb wiggle?
No.
I know. It's the open palm skin slide with an elbow bump and a double forearm grip.
There is no secret handshake. None shall pass.
Why are you blocking the way?
Someone has stolen the famous mushroom of Phungoria. I've been assigned to guard this bridge so the mushroom thief can't get over it.
I didn't steal the mushroom.
So you say, but how can I be sure that you didn't?
Do I look like I'm carrying a mushroom?
No, but you seem to have an incredible amount of stuff in your pockets.
Do I look like a mushroom thief to you?
No, But you could be wearing a disguise.
Look, you can't keep me from crossing the bridge. I'm innocent.
Innocent or not,
None shall pass.
How long have you been guarding this bridge?
Since this morning when the mushroom was stolen.
So you've just been standing here all day? Isn't that kind of boring?
I'm performing a very important function.
What function is that?
Making sure that none shall pass.
Right. Well, have fun guarding your bridge.
I didn't mean to press that.
None shall pass.
I already know that.
How long have you been a guard?
That isn't important. What's important is that none shall pass.
Look, it's a simple question. How long have you been a guard?
Long enough to know that none
Shall pass.
You haven't been a guard for very long, have you?
Okay, I admit it. This is my first assignment. But as I said, I've had extensive training, and I'm more than qualified to guard this bridge. It's quite an honor to be given such an important first post, and there's no way I'm going to fail in my duty. Which means...
Wait,
None
let me
shall pass.
guess. None shall pass.
Exactly.
You don't look so tough.
I'm the deadliest guard in all the land.
Oh, yeah? Says who?
Says 7 years of military training and 6 weeks with the famous master of martial arts, Kwangding Ho Lim Dong Fang Li.
6 weeks? Is that all?
Master Li is the fastest martial arts teacher in the whole world. Even my belly button is now a deadly weapon.
Of course
Are
it
you
is.
an innie or an outie?
You'll have to fight me to find out.
I think I'll pass.
No, you won't.
None shall pass.
You must get lonely out here all by yourself.
A guard of my caliber is immune to loneliness.
I don't know. You look pretty lonely to me.
I do not. Master Kwangding Ho Lim Dong Fang Li has taught me to be one with the now. When you live in the moment, you're easily entertained. The waving of a single blade of grass can keep me enthralled for hours.
You're not just lonely, you're bored.
Boredom is but a small price to pay to ensure that none shall pass.
Of course.
So what do you think about to pass the time?
Girls.
Girls?
Yep. Girls. I love them.
What kind of girls do you like best?
I love them all. Doesn't matter if they're big or small, short or tall. Big-eyed, blue-eyed,
You sound like
brown-eyed,
you're compensating for
cross-eyed.
something.
I just love them.
Did you have a girlfriend?
Well, sort of.
Sort of.
Have you ever seen Sarah, the waitress at the Splintered Mast over in town?
Technically
She's the
not,
sexiest
but
woman
I
on the
know
face of
about
the
her.
planet.
No, I haven't.
Well, you're lucky. One look at her and a man loses his soul. It's what Master Kwangdim Ho Lim Dong Fang Li calls feeling your emptiness.
So is she your girlfriend?
Not exactly. I think she likes me, but...
What?
Well, whenever she's around, I forget how to talk.
But you studied under Master Quam... whatever.
Ah, the wisdom of Master Li is no match for that woman's beauty.
You know, you look really silly with that helmet on.
Master Kwangdim Ho Lim Dong Fang Li says you must dress to confuse your opponent. If you're competent, appear incompetent. Though you're effective, seem ineffective.
So by wearing that helmet, you make your opponents assume you're a foolish pencil-neck geek who can't dress himself in a proper uniform and probably fights like he's still wearing diapers.
Exactly.
Hey, don't knock diapers. Master Li says to also dress so you can outlast your opponent. Oblivious to the forces of nature within you.
You don't mean...
I can stand here all day and all night if I have to.
That is the most disgusting thing I have heard all day.
Yeah.
I am a nun. Let me pass.
You don't look like a nun.
Who are you to judge how a nun's supposed to look?
If you're a nun, where's your habit?
I don't wear a habit. I'm an undercover nun.
Why would a nun have to go undercover?
Do you
Why
have level
not?
2 security clearance?
No.
Then I'm afraid I can't tell you.
I don't think you're a nun at all.
If you don't let me pass, you're going to jeopardize the whole operation. Don't make me report you to the Mother Superior.
Sorry, I don't believe you. None shall pass.
You take this guard stuff pretty seriously, don't you?
I have to. There's no telling what could happen if I let my guard down.
Like what?
Well, you could leap over that gate, dash across the bridge, run into the forest, turn off the main trail, leap behind a tree, pause to catch your breath, drop to the forest floor, and crawl away before anybody could catch you.
You know, that's not such a bad idea.
Well, too bad. None shall pass.
Right. Well, have fun guarding your bridge.
extra, extra. Read all about it.
What's the news?
World's fastest pig on the run.
Hasn't she been caught yet?
Nope. Gilbert Strawmuscet's offering a reward to any sprinter who can catch her. So far, the Phungoria 4x100 relay team has tried without success.
Okay, I've got to go now.
Bye, Gilbert!
That door is so cool. I don't need the glove for that. It's grade A golden honey. I think I better save it for later. I can't use that by itself. I don't want to smear tar on that. I don't want to smear tar on that. I don't think that would accomplish anything. Well, the glove's clean, but now the sack of wheat is covered with tar. The wool stuck to the tar. Yeah, it doesn't look like much. But if I close my eyes, it feels just like a dog. It worked! I got a perfect imprint of the key in the beeswax.
Yell a bit louder. I don't think the Vikings heard you properly.
You better not play around with that. Sewing machines can be dangerous. Okay, Spot. I think I want to go home now. Spot,
Gilbert, that wasn't very nice.
what wasn't?
You
I've
are
gotta go.
constantly
That's okay,
teasing
Spot.
him.
I can wait if you're tired.
That was a really bad joke.
I know, but I really need a dog. It's a matter of life and death.
Hello? Hello? Oh, why isn't this phone working?
Hey, Louise!
Yes, Gilbert?
What do you need all those bras for anyway?
You don't think I need any support?
No. I mean, that's not what I meant.
They're not for me, Gilbert. Not anymore, anyway. They're for Patty Mercer.
What does Mrs. Mercer need them for?
I don't know if I should be telling you, Gilbert. She asked me to keep it a secret.
I won't tell anyone.
Well, I suppose it's all right. They're for her daughters, actually. The Mercer girls have grown up quite a bit recently, and poor Patty has fallen on hard times. What with poor Mr. Mercer being injured in that wagon race last fall. I'm sending these brassieres over so her daughters can be let out of the house again.
But what are you going to use for support?
Oh, I have plenty of other bras to use, Gilbert.
So when are you going to deliver those bras to Mrs. Mercer?
I was just thinking about who I should get to deliver them. Patty asked me to deliver them myself, but I'm much too busy right now.
Even with the phones out of order?
Why don't you deliver the bras for me, Gilbert? Since you already know about it, I'm sure Patty will understand if you tell her I'm busy. And you obviously don't have anything important to do. It's the least you can do to help out a family in need, Gilbert.
Yes, but...
No buts. You are being called to serve your fellow man, or woman in this case. Well, a woman and her daughters, to be precise.
I have to save my grandfather.
You have all week to do that. Those Mercer girls need these bras now. How would you like to be stuck inside your house all day, forced to hide your unshielded breasts?
I never really gave it much thought.
Here, catch. Be
Yeah,
careful
there's
you
a
don't
reason
drop
for
them,
that.
Gilbert. I don't want you delivering any dirty underwear to Mrs. Mercer.
Why did you throw
Remember
them
to
on
tell
the
her
ground
I'm sorry I
then?
couldn't deliver these myself.
Okay.
And promise you won't tell anyone who they're for.
Okay.
Promise?
Okay, I promise.
Nice shit-eating green.
Hi, Princess.
Gilbert, what are you doing with those bras? Aren't they a little bit big for you?
No, really, they're not for me.
Mm-hmm. And who are they for, then?
I can't say.
Where did you get them? You didn't steal them, did you?
No,
because you
of
won't be
course
able to
not.
free your grandfather if you get arrested for stealing women's underwear.
No.
So, what are they for, then?
Well, you never know when you'll need to put your arm in a sling.
How many broken arms are you expecting to have?
I'll be ready to help the injured if there's ever an earthquake.
Do you really expect me to believe that?
These aren't bras. They're squirrel hammocks.
Squirrel hammocks?
Well, squirrels deserve an afternoon nap like anyone else.
What are they really for?
I'm going to use them as blindfolds.
What for?
I'm going to set up a new tourist attraction called Gilbert Goodmate's Blindness Simulator, where people from all over the world can come to experience the unique challenges faced by the sightless.
Why don't you just tell me the truth?
I'm going to make slingshots out of them.
What do you need that many slingshots for?
Well, I have to be ready when I meet up with the mushroom thief.
Yeah, right. What are the bras really for?
They're for Mrs. Mercer's daughters. Louise asked me to deliver them for her.
That's nice of you, Gilbert. So, are you going to deliver them?
Well, no, but don't tell Louise.
You're quite the kleptomaniac, aren't you?
You never know when something might come in handy. If I tie these bras together, I can make a nice long rope. It stretches just like a bungee cord.
Extra, extra! Read all about it!
What's the news?
Seeing eye dog spontaneously turns into a woolly sack of wheat.
Who reported that?
The paper prefers not to reveal its sources. But rest assured, it was someone who actually saw the transformation take place.
Of course.
Okay, I've got to go now.
Bye, Gilbert!
What's this?
It's an imprint from a key. I need you to make me a new one.
Gilbert? Whose key is this?
I'd rather not say.
Then I'd rather not make a key from this imprint.
Wait! It's something I need to help my grandfather.
This isn't a key to his cell, is it?
No.
Of course not.
It's the key to my grandfather's underwear drawer.
Ah, yes. You can never keep your underwear too safe. Not likely, Gilbert.
It's the key to the city.
You don't need a key. The city gates are always open in Phungoria.
It's the key to the washroom at Elton's.
What good would that do you?
I've always wanted to see Elton's John. It's the key to Princess Michelle's heart.
I believe it'll take more than a key to win that princess over, lad.
It's the key to a Viking treasure.
Now I've heard everything. Okay, lad, you can quit making up stories. I'll make you your key.
I don't have any money.
That could be a problem then.
Isn't there something else you want?
Aside from peace between men and an end to all laziness? Well, I really do miss old Guinness. I'll tell you what, lad. I'll make you this key if you can find me a nice dog.
Where am I going to find a blacksmith's dog?
If I knew that, lad, I wouldn't need you to do
I
it.
already got it.
It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Just something to keep me company these long days at the forge.
Look what I found.
Well, I'll be... You are a cute little bugger, aren't you? Where did you find him? Not a pretty dog like my old Guinness, but he's nice and calm. How about it, dog? Would you like to keep me company for a while? I think I'll call you Gallagher.
Gallagher?
Doesn't he look like a Gallagher?
I guess.
Sure.
Of course he does. Look, he likes it. Don't you, Gallagher? Isn't it a fitting name for a dog?
So, can you make me that key?
Well, I probably shouldn't. You're only going to get yourself into trouble, lad. But a deal is a deal. And if I am anything, I'm a man of my word. Let me see that imprint again. Here you go, lad. Don't be getting in any trouble with it now.
I won't.
No,
Thanks,
of course
Vandersteen.
Why would I ever get in any trouble over such a thing?
Most of these poems are too romantic to read out loud. Franco Marco's Love Poems for All Occasions. It's full of mushy love poems. This would make a good king disguise, but it needs a few more things. That doesn't need a pillow. That doesn't need a pillow. This pillow isn't thick enough. That doesn't need a pillow. That doesn't need a pillow.
I don't know.
That doesn't need a pillow.
No, I don't fully remember what to do from here.
I don't think... This should put somebody to sleep for a while. This should put somebody to sleep for a while.
Alright, I found something. I forgot what to do. Mixing the sleeping powder and the honey. The thing we got from the agent, the sleeping powder, that if I remember correctly now, I can...
I don't think that would accomplish anything. I don't think that would accomplish anything. I don't think that would accomplish anything.
Maybe not. Was it?
I don't think that would accomplish anything. I don't think that would be a very good idea. I don't think that would be a very good idea.
Alright, maybe not. I'll be right back. Right. I forgot about this, the straw from
Well, since he's losing
the
it anyway,
scarecrow.
might as well put that straw to good use.
And this is used for the
It's well stuffed
pillow.
now.
Right. Alright.
Let's see. I have the nice thick pillow to make me look bigger.
Yes.
And the fake nose, and the
Yes.
robe and the crown.
Yes.
Yep, I'm going to look just like the king.
Except
now
for the
I just have to
facial
wait
hair.
until evening, and I can stop the execution.
I, Antonio del Tonero del Dios, I have been charged by the King of Phungoria and the lords of the King's royal court to bring this man, Abraham Goodmate, to be put to the death for the crime of failing to protect the sacred mushroom of Phungoria.
He's not the thief.
Why don't you go catch the thief?
So he lost a mushroom. He should be punished.
Is this going to take all night? I'm tired.
Silence! Now, I know this is something we do not normally do. But this is the most serious of crimes. And the one who allowed it to happen must not go unpunished.
What about you? Isn't the safety of this town the responsibility of the sheriff?
Yes,
Yeah.
see. And that is why I'm continuing the search for the one who stole the mushroom. To protect us all from what must surely be a cunning and dangerous man.
Or woman.
But of course, the person who stole the mushroom shall not be allowed to get away. But just as that person shall have to pay for his or her actions, so must the Abraham Goodmate pay for his failure to protect the mushroom that meant so much to this place, to our people, to Phungoria.
What about an animal?
Excuse me?
Couldn't an animal have stolen the mushroom?
That
Or
wasn't
goblin.
an animal that hit me.
And no more talk, Goodmate. You will have your chance to speak your last words, but only when I say.
Well, what about a monster then?
What's this?
A
I've
goblin?
heard there are monsters in the woods. One of them could have attacked Abraham and eaten the mushroom.
There are no monsters in the woods. The only monsters are in the blackness of our hearts. Enough talk. We only prolong the thing that none of us wishes to do.
Wait. How are you going to kill him?
He is going to be executed.
How?
Your people should not be asking such things. Why are you here? Have you no idea what a terrible thing it is I must do now?
Are you gonna hang him?
You're not going to chop his poor head off?
No, and no. Why must you be so curious as this? Well, then I will tell you. In this case of Abraham Goodmate, I'm going to...
Do absolutely nothing.
Who is it that would interfere with the orders of the king?
The same king who you say gave the order you're following.
Oh, you should go back to your room, your highness. You do not look yourself tonight.
Is it really the king?
Of course it is. I know my own father's face.
What happened to his nose?
I
Or his
haven't been
beard.
feeling well.
Your highness, you do not have to bother yourself with matters such as these. Surely this execution is not a place for someone used to more delicate things.
Sheriff, release the prisoner at once.
I cannot do that, your majesty. You handed this matter to your court to decide, and they say that Abraham Goodmate must pay the full price for his, dereliction of duty.
I have changed my mind. It isn't right to punish this man.
Surely the king remembers that the court...
I will deal with my court, Sheriff, and I will have their approval.
It will be too late. The execution...
No execution will happen today. I am the king, and I forbid you from carrying out this obscene act.
If you insist, then, as you wish, I will postpone the execution for 1 week, but I will not release my prisoner. If it can be proven in the court of lords that Abraham Goodmate should not be punished for his failure to protect our mushroom, then, only then, will he be released.
Thank you, Your Highness.
Silence, Goodmate. You have only escaped death for a very short time.
Oh.
Screw you two.
Really the king?
I thought the king was fatter.
Yes? Well...
That was awfully good. What you did for old Abraham.
He's developed quite the gonads, our king has.
I have to see to some, royal business.
He really needs to get some better polish for that crown.
Yes.
You were wonderful tonight.
Really?
Better than my father. How did it feel, being the king?
Terrifying.
You didn't look very frightened to me, the way you stood up to the sheriff.
When I think of what he was going to do to my grandfather, is he all right, my grandfather?
The sheriff took him back to prison. I went to check on him myself. Dear Abraham, there was such a look of pride in his eyes. He wanted me to thank you, Gilbert.
But I didn't set him free. I only bought us 1 more week.
It isn't going to be easy. My father agreed to help us, but the Court of Lords is determined. We must get the mushroom back. It may be the only way to save your grandfather.
But how? We don't even know where it is.
The sheriff has it.
The what?
When I left the prison, I hid in the shadows until the sheriff came out. Cornelius was already snoring in his wagon, and it's a good thing he snores as loud as he does, or I fear my heartbeat would have given me away. I followed the sheriff to the docks, where he met with Pater and Thorhill, 2 of the strongest voices in the Court of Lords. I wasn't able to hear everything, but the sheriff mentioned the mushroom. He didn't call it that. He called it El Hongo de la something. But later I asked Maria, one of my handmaidens, and she said it means mushroom. The sheriff said that he had it and that it was safe.
So he stole the mushroom? I can't believe this. We have to tell your father.
I already did, but my father... Oh, Gilbert.
Who would have guessed?
If
The
only you were
sheriff
strong
with the
and keen as
dark,
he seemed tonight
with
when it
the
was you.
big back
The sheriff has
black
bought the lords for some
or
purpose.
dark purple
I saw him
cloak
giving
is
gold to
evil.
Peter tonight with my own eyes.
The
My
sheriff
father's
with the
afraid to challenge the court
long
and the sheriff together.
witch's nose
But the lords
is
are fickle.
evil. Who
If we
would
can
have
prove
guessed
the
it?
sheriff's part in this, they'll readily desert him. And when you return with the mushroom, the angry cries of the people will surely give my father enough courage to act.
When I return?
As soon as Thorhill and Peter were gone, the sheriff carried something big onto a boat and sailed away. I couldn't get close enough to see what it was, but I'm sure it was the mushroom.
Why would he do this? And to say all along he was searching for the thief.
I know. The sheriff has always been strange, but this? I never felt he was anything but a fair and honest man. And the tenderness he shows to children. How can such a man be capable of this?
I won't be showing him any tenderness when I catch him.
Be careful, Gilbert. I wish you didn't have to do this alone.
Can you think of anyone who would help us?
Most would, in small ways. But chasing after the sheriff... Phungorians are good people, Gilbert, but they're too much like their king. Kind but soft.
I'm not afraid to face the sheriff on my own.
Oh, Gilbert, I wish I could go with you. But I have to make sure my father doesn't give in to the Court of Lords.
Thank you, Princess.
Please, Gilbert. That makes us sound so far apart. Call me by my name.
Thank you, Michelle.
For luck.
Now I know I can take on the sheriff by myself. A herd of invisible elephants couldn't stop me.
A herd of...
Never mind. I'll need a boat. I'll talk to the boat salesman in the tavern first thing in the morning.
Sweet dreams, Gilbert.
Indeed.